Russia has ordered its troops to retreat from a key city in Ukraine, Kherson, in the south of the country. Ukrainian MP Alexei Goncharenko joins me live from Odessa. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. Hello.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello. What can you tell us about what's going on in your country? What's happening? What's the real truth?
The real truth is that Russia, they have a very big, huge defeat, and Ukraine, we have a very important strategic victory with the Russians retreating from Kherson, which is on the right bank of Dnieper River. And this is the only regional center in Ukraine which was occupied by Russian forces and taken by Russia from February 24. And now they're losing it. And we can't say, it's a little bit too early to say that Ukraine won this war, but we already can say that Russia lost this war. And this is a new phase of the war coming when Russia is just trying to defend what they gained during previous months. But I think that the next phase will be the complete retreat of Russian army from Ukraine.
What kind of a state is Kherson in, and what has it been like living there in the past months with Russian occupation?
It was awful, and Russia is committing genocide against Ukrainians in occupied territories. Every time we're liberating our cities, we are finding awful things, bodies of people tortured, raped, like everything is robbed. Russia is now robbing and taking everything from Kherson, everything possible. Even like it's in my Twitter, you can see the video how the Russian forces are taking the small children train from the park of Kherson. So they are taking everything, absolutely everything from this city. And that is the reality. It sounds very medieval, but it's the 21st century Russia.
Describe, if you will, what the city was like before. I think in the United Kingdom, we've become used to descriptions of Ukraine before Russian invasion. And some people are amazed at what a beautiful country and what a varied country and what a picturesque country it was before Russian invasion. So can you describe the city of Kherson before? And you know what I'm going to ask you then? I'm going to ask you to describe the city now. So tell me what it was like before.
It is a very lovely city of near 250,000 population. And on the very big and beautiful river, Dnieper is very wide, like almost like a sea, one of the biggest rivers in the world. And lovely city with lovely people who lived peaceful life. Now it is, the city is plundered, not so much destroyed for the moment, but we don't know what Russians will do when they will finally leave the city, because it will be just on the line between our army and theirs, because the line will go on Dnieper River. And unfortunately, it's very possible that Russia will organize massive shellings of Kherson. And I can't tell you that the worst for the city is already in the past. Fortunately, when the city is on the front line, it suffers. So the situation for the city is very difficult. But strategically, it is a very big defeat for Russia, because they were using this Platsdarm on the right bank of Dnieper River with the aims to take Odessa, my native city, and to cut Ukraine from the sea, to join Russian troops in Transnistria, which is occupied part of Moldova. So there was a big strategic plan for this part from Putin, and now everything has failed.
And has it failed? I mean, obviously, we know about the great courage shown by Ukrainians. We know about, everybody kind of putting their might and their strength and their ingenuity, creativity and everything else behind fighting back in a way that Russia could never possibly have expected. But is it Ukrainian bravery? Is it military aid from Europe and beyond? Or is it Russian incompetence? Or is it a mixture of all of the above? What has led to this happening?
Yeah, it's all you mentioned. First of all, the most important always are people. and the courage of Ukrainian army is really something which impressed the whole world and even us. And I'm absolutely happy and proud for my compatriots, for Ukrainians, and for our army. Secondly, for sure, this is weaponry that we received from the West. They want to acknowledge leadership from the United Kingdom, starting from Boris Johnson when he was Prime Minister. And there was leadership and a lot of support, and we are very thankful for this. This modern, more precise, more long-range weaponry, it helps us a lot. And also that is complete and full Russian incompetence. Speaking first of all about their command, Russian army looks like in general Russian society and the state looks like a dinosaurus, a big body, massive body, very tiny head and very tiny brains inside this head. So that's how they fight. That is also one of the reasons why this country, big country with a big army, which was investing hundreds of millions of pounds to their warfare, why they failed absolutely in Ukraine.
Alexei, do you have any idea at all how the Russians will present this withdrawal from Kherson to their people? How are they going to explain it? What are they going to say?
Well, they're saying they already started to do this some time ago, started to prepare people for this retreat. And they were saying, like always, that's the main narrative, that this is a war of Russia, not against Ukraine, but against the whole NATO, against United Kingdom, against United States. And Russia is losing not to Ukraine, but to these very mighty West. They're telling about some mercenaries, about some foreign soldiers and officers, which is completely not true. We have some people, volunteers, but they are very few of them. But Russia, in propaganda, they try to show that it is like the whole world is fighting against Russia. That's why they have failure again after another failure. So they will try to say it to their people again. Unfortunately, this propaganda works. Unfortunately, Russian society is imperialistic, militaristic. But even in this society, there are many questions now. What is going on, why we are failing, and why we have so big losses.
Alexei, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. Listen, we send you all our love and best wishes and obviously great hopes for a peaceful and a fruitful and a healthy future. Thank you very much for taking the time today.